My name is Ava Curtis, pronouns she, her, originally from Taylorsville, Utah, and now I live in Albuquerque, New Mexico. So I got involved with Sierra Club of Utah when I was 16 through the Clean Energy Schools campaign in Granite District. I heard about it from an environmental science teacher, started getting involved with our legislative committee, and then our political action committee. Became the compliance officer for the political action committee, ran for executive committee, and then when Luis was our interim director, he asked me to lead the Indigenous Solidarity team of conservation. Yeah, I think I was really interested in working on climate change. It had been an issue I'd cared about for quite some time and just looking for more ways to stay involved with that. After that, I think I became more aware of environmental justice issues and working with frontline communities, which was really an important thing to do through Sierra Club. Just kind of learn more about all kinds of different issues, whether they're, environmental justice, conservation, clean energy. I think what kind of helps me stay involved is just the community around it. Like the Salt Lake environmental community is very close-knit. Everyone knows everyone, which is a really nice thing, and it's a great sense of community. Understanding the issues and, as a young person, it's something you hear about a lot, and it's something that a lot of people are worried about, and just finding those ways to get involved and feel like you're helping do something is really important. Since I have a family history of working in nuclear weapons, so that was really something that mattered a lot to me, was working on anti-nuclear stuff. The more I learn, the more I want to stay involved. Listening to frontline communities is the main thing, and just being aware of the disproportionate impacts of things like climate change. I think with climate change in particular, people don't think of it as always as an issue that's affecting them. I think it's just important to really recognize how we can best support communities that have been most impacted. For clean energy, there is a misconception that clean energy is always more expensive, which is not usually the case. People also think that just because something's renewable energy, it's always perfect. I think that's another misconception. You really do have to look at where things are being mined, and oftentimes even in the clean energy space there are human rights abuses and bad mining practices that are destructive. Trying to get involved and trying to find something that is going to be motivating to you. Not everyone's going to speaking publicly or doing a lot of organizing, but there is really space for everyone. Even within the Sierra Club, we often need people to design protest banners, and we need people to be working in different ways. There's musical movements about climate change. So I think it's just finding what you're already passionate about and trying to figure out how that can intersect with climate issues. Sierra Club is always looking for volunteers, so you can always reach out to the chapter about volunteering on one of our teams. And there's tons of other organizations across the valley that are involved too. Yeah, just finding what groups are around that you might be interested in working with. Or maybe you're interested in doing something else. If you're a good writer, you can always write an op-ed about it. You can always incorporate it into some kind of art if you're into that. At Sierra Club, our Indigenous Solidarity team works a lot on opposing the nuclear fuel chain because of its disproportionate impacts on Indigenous communities, as well as protecting culturally significant sites, including Bears Ears and Wuda-Okwa, the site of the Bear River massacre. It's important just to take leadership from communities that are most affected, and I think that's one way we've been trying to do that with Sierra Club. Indigenous people have always been on the front lines of nuclear issues and nuclear colonialism, so when we're trying to work on nuclear issues as a white-led group like the Sierra Club, it's important to be thinking about how this affects Indigenous communities and working with Indigenous communities as much as possible, and same with the other issues we're working on. So I think that's an extension of our desire to work on environmental justice issues. When we're able to support traditional ways of living, I think that's a great thing to look at when we're looking at how we can build a future, that's going to stop climate change or going to prevent destruction of environmental areas. I think just looking to leadership of Indigenous activists. There's so many great Indigenous activists across Utah and across the whole country that are really leading the way on a lot of the issues we're working on. maybe just like intentionally building intersectional spaces. Our chapter of the Sierra Club's really great about cross-generational work. We have volunteers as young as high school. We have people that are, in their 70s and 80s and are retired. And I think that's really a strength of our club. Organizations should try and intentionally build. It's working across generational divides and other divides, and just building these really strong intersectional spaces where everyone can feel welcome. Yeah.